as we see Skimbo getting ready over there, loosening up, and there is young Kiv, the man himself. He calls himself the youth of the Madden culture. And these guys are ready to kick off right here in game one of the quarterfinals of the Madden Bowl. Out of the end zone we go, past the 20, past the 25, brought down at the 27-yard line. Skimbo starts this game on offense. He in those Color Rush Patriots uniforms. And of course, young Kiv representing those Seattle Seahawks. He is from Seattle, Washington.
Starts off early with a quick hike, AJ. You saw Skimbo didn't give Kiv any time to set up his defense right there. He knows exactly what he wants to do on offense, and he's slanging it early.
As we go into the shotgun, RG, what do you think the keys to the game are for this one?
There's a couple keys to the game. It's who can force turnovers. These guys' turnover differential is almost exactly the same. The other thing is stopping Randy Moss. Kiv especially needs to key on Skimbo's Randy Moss because he got busy all day yesterday. And the last thing, AJ, can Kiv protect his quarterback? Like Balls talked about earlier, he let up the most sacks in the entire tournament. He's going to have to fix that if he wants to beat Skimbo.
There we see it 28 times, but he picks off Skimbo on his first passing attempt. And there it is. You see him excited.
And there's one of the keys.
Kiv, there it is. You just said it.
Forcing turnovers, and right now it's +1 for Kiva making moves. Let's see if he can get it together on offense. And you got to wonder, are the nerves getting to Skimbo? We're in the Pro Bowl. We got a crazy crowd here. The atmosphere is bananas. I wonder if it's going to get to Skimbo. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep his composure after that, eh?
He did have a +3 turnover, as you see right there in the group stages. He goes -1 right there after that interception as young Kiv decides to run the ball with his first possession of the game. So 2nd and 7 now on the 33-yard line. Great field position here. Aaron Rodgers at quarterback for young Kiv. He also has Ricky Williams. Rodgers plenty of time before the pressure starts to come in. Nice job running the ball with Rodgers, and smartly he decides to slide with the football. You don't want to fumble right now.
And it looks like he hit the lab. We talked about protecting the quarterback right there. The stick work to evade the pass rusher and make moves and swerve the defender, get the first down. Kiv looking on point right now, AJ.
Running with the quarterback, not always easy as it looks. Here's a nice completion, possession catch right there at about the 2-yard line. That is the legend, Herman Moore.
Yes, this is going to be interesting down here, though. This is where it's known to get stingy, AJ. In this goal line, people have been settling for 3 all weekend. Let's see if Skimbo can stand up for himself and get a little bit of momentum holding Kiv to 3, but that's going to be no easy task.
Keep an eye on Mike Evans lined up at running back right there in the I formation.
You got to watch the dive over the pile.
Looking for the dive. He's got ups.
And that was good.
And the Texas A&M alum, Mike Evans, running the ball there, RG.
Yeah, and that's good defense right there by Skim. There's going to be no dive over the backfield. There's going to be no dive into the end zone if I can punch you in the mouth in the backfield. And that's exactly what he did right there, and he does it again. And now we got Kiv in a 3rd and awkward, eh?
For those new to the game, RG, putting guys in a different position. So, you know, you obviously see it in the NFL too. Guys like J.J. Watt lining up at tight end sometimes. These guys sometimes do that strategically as well in a game of Madden Ultimate Team.
Yes, it's absolutely. They have special packages they could do to get certain personnel where they want them and play to their strengths.
Pistol form. Rodgers throwing it back to the end zone in double coverage. Mike Evans, the intended receiver.
Yeah, and I think Kiv's going to take 3 here and like it. That was a big way to stand up for yourself if you're Skimbo. You lost a whole lot of momentum early on throwing the interception, but to get the goal line stand gets you a little bit of that momentum back. This is going to be a big drive for Skim, eh?
Field goal splits the uprights, so young Kiv takes the early lead after the interception. 3-0 the score. Skimbo will have his 2nd chance on offense as he returns this kick.
We got Skimbo repping Claremore, Oklahoma, AJ, the one that put Claremore on the map, going up against Kiv representing Seattle. And this is going to be an amazing matchup. Both of these guys trying to put on for their city one time, eh?
Skimbo did tell me he is a Patriots fan. He's usually played in different uniforms in these tournaments, but he's hoping this will give him a little better luck. He's been so close many times. Throwing over to Randy Moss is Aaron Rodgers, and the ball is knocked loose.
And going back to the keys of the game, I told you Skim has been getting busy with Randy Moss all tournament. That's one of his favorite routes to Randy Moss. And And as you can see, Kiv ready for it and hits him on contact. That's good preparation by the Kiva.
Delayed route there by Moss. Moss with the reception. And a nice little catch there by Randy Moss to pick up the first down.
Yes, AJ, and it's like Skimbo's going to make you respect that route. You have to account for it. You have to adjust to it. He is not scared to throw to Randy Moss running that delayed slant over the middle. Kiv is going to have to be aware of that throughout this entire game, AJ, or Skim might have a field day.
Herman Moore in motion, looking for Brown. Brown. That is John Brown. He is hammered right there at the 42-yard line, so 2nd and 4 now.
And you got to be careful. That's one of the risks of throwing those underneath passes. Sure, you can complete them, but those linebackers come crashing down, ready to lay the wood, and that's what you saw exactly right there. That's one of the risks with throwing those underneath passes, AJ.
So Rodgers breaks the huddle. He has David Johnson to his left. Randy Moss in motion for Skimbo. Skimbo, no time to throw. He fits it in there somehow, and Brown has the reception for another first down. That is what we call a dot, RG.
Yes, the defense was looking crispy. He took away the Randy Moss route, but with the precision of a watchmaker, Skimbo slangs it right over the middle and gets himself into field goal territory.
David Johnson with the carry, a little stiff arm there before he's brought down by a slew of white shirts there from young Kiv. So now 2nd and 7 on the 30. Back in that gun bunch formation is Skimbo. Motions Moss out right. Rodgers looking right. Toe tap. Randy Moss has the reception and another first down.
And that's a great change of pace right there from Skim. He's been motion out Moss, letting him come to the middle of the field. Right there, he motions him and sends him towards the sideline. That's a great way to change the tempo and keep kids guessing. I like that play call by Skim.
Rodgers looking over the middle, and what a one-handed catch there. That is Jimmy Graham into the end zone, doing his best Odell Beckham impersonation, and that puts Skimbo on the board.
Oh my goodness, we're at the Pro Bowl. Talk about a Pro Bowl catch right there by Jimmy Graham. That's how you get it done. And if you're Skimbo, way to come back, fight, and get yourself back in this game with some momentum. Let's see if Kiv's ready to stand up for himself.
The extra point is good, so 7-3 now the score. Skimbo takes the lead with 42 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. RG, an impressive little drive there by Skimbo.
Oh, that was a great drive by Skimbo. Mixed up the routes, had that precision pass deep down the middle of the field when Kiv went to go take away the slant to Randy Moss. Again, though, he's going to have, the one thing I didn't like on that drive, AJ, is the amount of big hits he let up. He's going to need to protect those receivers in this game, especially with how much he likes to pass the ball.
So Antonio Brown taking the kick out of the end zone. Now we've got Antonio Brown, Randy Moss, Herman Moore, and Mike Evans at wide receiver. The completion to Antonio Brown, the other number 84 in his wide receiving core.
Yeah, and it's
for young Kiv.
It's interesting, talk about Pro Bowl, is both of these guys using Antonio Brown and Randy Moss, so very similar offenses between the two of these guys.
And we talk a lot about these guys playing this Madden Ultimate Team salary cap mode, using a lot of their salary on that wide receiving core, taking some sacrifice in the salary cap from other positions. You see them tank, what we say tank, their offensive line, taking bronze or silver players. But these guys have heavily invested in wide receivers. Does that mean they're going to see a lot more passing than running today?
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these guys like to slang it, and there goes Kiv getting it out. And I love the adjustment he's making. He's getting away from the pressure, still yet to get sacked, and that was going to be one of the keys. This is the guy right here that he needs to watch out for, because he's usually screaming off of that edge. Right there, Skim doesn't set him.
And that is Jadeveon Clowney coming into the quarterback.
And just what you talked about, AJ, tanking the offensive line. These guys don't have great offensive linemen, and when you have Clowney going up against a mediocre to bum offensive lineman, you're going to see block sheds just like that. Lead off the right side,
Tight gun form out of that. He completes the pass to Antonio Brown at the 25-yard line. So that brings up a 3rd and 7 here for young Kiv.
This is a big play, and again, this is the guy you got to keep your eye on right here. That's where the pressure's coming. It looks like an overload from the right. Nope, he drops him back. Only one-man rush. Everyone's in coverage.
Tricky play here by young Kiv. Not much pressure, looking deep. Does he have it? He does, and you see him stand up for himself right there. Literally and figuratively, RG. Big touchdown by young Kiv to put himself back in the lead as he splits the uprights with the extra point. It's now a 3-point lead again for young Kiv. Big drive. And
you got to question the play calling of Skimbo right there. You know Kiv has had trouble throughout this tournament handling pressure, and in a third down situation, he only sends one pass rusher, end up being a recipe for disaster. Kiv ends up getting into the end zone, gets the crowd back into it a little bit, and we got ourselves a dogfight, eh?
David Johnson trying to make something out of that kick return, brings it out to the 27-yard line from the end zone. David Johnson, an absolute beast at running back, RG.
Yeah, beast in this game and a beast in real life.
So Skimbo back on offense in those Navy Pats uniforms. Brown motioned out left. Looking to the sideline. I don't think he has it. And sure enough, the spot says no, so 2nd and 10. We see both guys locked in here. Aaron Rodgers backpedaling, looking over the middle, and it's another pick. What a pick by young Kiv, and this defense looks impressive.
Oh my goodness, 2 turnovers to none for the Kiva, and he's all over Skim. One thing I'm noticing, is when Kiv takes away that slant route coming across the middle, Skimbo's just throwing it blindly to that post route coming deeper across the middle. Kiv makes an adjustment, gets the interception, and looking to take full control of this game right now if he can put it in for a touchdown and go up 2 possessions.
There is run Ricky Williams for a gain of about 2 yards there for young Kiv, who breaks the huddle quickly, back in the gun formation. 37-yard line, 2nd and 8. Aaron Rodgers finds time in the pocket before the linebacker gets through. That is Khalil Mack.
Yep, and you knew it was coming. It was only a matter of time before that offensive line let Kiva down. He's been taking sacks all tournament, has done a great job so far in this game, but he's not going to be able to let that be a theme if he wants to win this game, taking sacks like that, and it knocked him right out of field goal range, eh?
So young Kiv now looking at 3rd and 13 after the sack. Aaron Rodgers
again
calling out a couple hot routes.
Right there. It's coming from one of those sides. These are the guys I'm looking out for.
4 hot routes, 7 seconds left on the play clock. Young Kiv content to use all of it. Motions a man in. 1 second left before he hikes the ball. Completes it to Randy Moss. Randy Moss just shy of the 1st down marker, though.
He might get aggressive here, AJ. Because the thing is, the field goal, taking the field goal here keeps it a 1-possession game. Kiv knows that. What he wants out of this situation is the touchdown. You're most comfortable when you go up 2 possessions, especially against elite competition like Skimbo. Big play, AJ.
Big play here on 4th down.
Skim gonna stand up for himself. This is what we say, you gotta hold the door on 4th and 1A.
Tight set as young Kiv continues to call out hot routes. Ricky Williams finds a little space behind the offensive line before he's finally brought down. He does pick up the 1st down. I think that was a good call by young Kiv, going for it even though he's in field goal range, just like you said. Nice play to pick up the 1st.
The thing I liked about the call, AJ, as you see, he's in this 4 wide receiver set right here. See all those wide receivers, so you don't really know if he's passing or running. It's not like he went to a big grown man formation where he was blatantly running the ball, and he was able to keep Skimbo off balance with his personnel. That was great play calling, in my opinion, by Kiv.
As we hit the 2-minute warning, obviously we want to remind everybody that when you're playing Madden, you obviously have less possessions in a game because you're playing 5-minute quarters, RG. How much does that come into going for it on 4th down?
It changes everything. I've said this before, where you talk to NFL coaches and college coaches and ask them about their mentality if they were playing 5-minute quarters instead of 15-minute quarters.
Big sack by Jadeveon Clowney.
but they all talk about it, AJ, that yes, you would have to maximize your possessions. Punting the ball would be a lot less like, you wouldn't see it as much in real life if they were playing the same quarters we're playing in Madden.
Young Kiv working with basically a free possession here after the interception. He continues to run the clock on the second quarter. Plenty of time looking for Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown has the reception, but he's brought down for no gain. So 3rd and 14 now from the 32. And Young Kiv still has that 3-point lead.
This is a big play for Skimbo. He doesn't even want to get Kiv into a situation where he might go for it on 4th down. If you're Skimbo right here, you need to lock up. Don't give him an inch. Force him to take the field goal. Keep it a one-possession ball game.
Ricky Williams moves to the right-hand side of Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers more hot routes, 8 seconds on the play clock, snaps the ball, pressure from the right side, and Young Kiv intelligently throws the ball out of bounds.
And that's that defender we keep highlighting before the snap, AJ, letting you know that's the read. Either he's blitzing or he's not, and you got to pick him up as soon as he comes through, because he's been known to come free at the quarterback. Kiv did a good job of running away from him, avoiding the hit, and throwing the ball away. Throwing the ball away is so underrated, AJ. You need to do that to live another down.
So big props to Michael Skimbo there for the stop. Although Young Kiv should be happy about taking away an extra 3 points and a lot of play clock. David Johnson out of the end zone, brought down at the 22.
If you're Kiv, one thing that would be a little bit frustrating is you've already forced 2 turnovers in this game, but you're only up 6 points. He needs to be able to turn these field goals into touchdowns if he's going to want to walk away with this one, because Skimbo's offense is ready to strike at any time. Like I said, he's one of the most high-powered offenses we have in this tournament,
So Skimbo back on offense. Rodgers, his quarterback, dumps it off to Jimmy Graham. Graham cannot get out of bounds, so the clock continues. 2nd and 10 after the no-gain reception. Skimbo will keep moving. 1 minute left here in the first half. Looking deep.
Again!
Oh my goodness, almost another interception. Skimbo seems committed to that route, and he doesn't have it.
It's the same thing I talked about earlier. As soon as Kiv takes away that slant coming across the middle, he's blindly throwing that post route deep downfield. There's defenders there, Skip. Wake up. No more Stevie Wonder reads.
Another completion there to Randy Moss there on the quick slant. And a timeout from Skimbo to stop the clock with 49 seconds on it. But a fresh set of downs here for Skimbo. Does he have a home run play in his arsenal? Brown motioned out left. Rodgers back. Little pressure there from the right side. Randy Moss makes a man miss and picks up another first down. Skimbo's going to use his last timeout with 41 seconds remaining.
And that was a decent defense by Kiv right there, but just poor execution. He missed the tackle with his usual defender. He needs to make those plays,
Aaron Rodgers dropping back, looking, and the pressure got to him from both sides as he throws the ball away, stopping the clock. So 38 seconds remaining here in the half. Randy Moss motioned outright. Another delayed slant there from Randy Moss, looking for that route again. This time he does find Antonio Brown. I don't know. He's about 50-50 on that shot, RG, but it seems super risky.
Yeah, 50-50 when you're playing at this high of a level isn't enough, AJ. That's only asking for turnovers. He needs to be careful. Bad read! Bad read!
And Kiv wanted the interception there on the incomplete pass as his defensive backs knock it down. Skimbo smiling, rightfully so, because he knows he got away with one.
And he had the running back wide open, but I think the amount of time on the clock right here is what's causing him to force it into the end zone. He desperately wants the touchdown, not the field goal. And he has no timeouts, as you see right here,
14 seconds remaining here in the first half. Rodgers throws the ball away. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 23. He does not want to take a sack here and potentially force himself out of field goal range.
Nope, and even complete a pass. You can't take a sack. You can't complete the pass unless it's
you need an end zone shot.
You need the touchdown right here. He's going to be smart. He's going to take it straight.
Does not want to risk it. So he will take the field goal attempt right here.
Kiv has been known to block a kick. He's already blocked one once in this tournament.
As the man comes from the left side, Skimbo easily splits the uprights to bring this game back to within 3 points.
If you skim, even though Kiv gets the ball at halftime, you got to be feeling decent about yourself. 2 turnovers, only down 3. Got to come out in the second. It could be much worse. It could be much worse, AJ. He needs to come out in the second half and play defense. First, he needs to stop Deion Sanders. Thank goodness for him.
We've seen a lot of Deion in this Madden Bowl so far, RG. A lot of people like to use the legend Deion Sanders item. You're able to use legends, current players, different versions of current players.
I love this defense. Look at all these deep defenders back there, AJ. They're all over the place. That's good defense, Bryce. A good prevent defense, and we're going into the half with a 3-point game. This has been remarkable.
So 13-10 is our halftime score. Young Kiv kind of shocking the desk, at least, with the 3-point lead. What do you make of that? Do you think, I don't know, it might be too early to tell. I will admit it's pretty early, but do you think Rico gave him the kiss of doom?
I always think Rico's giving people the kiss of doom. I don't know why we're still calling his picks rock solid, to be honest. But I think Kiv stole our sheet to the keys of the game, realized it, and adjusted to him. He leads in the turnover battle. He's protecting his quarterback. And he's been guarding Randy Moss. I think Kiv is well prepared for this matchup, but Skimbo's still into this game. I can't wait for the second half.
What did you like from Skimbo in that first half? He is trailing, but he did turn the ball over twice. So it could have been a lot worse, as you said. What did you like from his offense and defense?
Well, you have to love his goal line defense. I mean, to hold Kiv to 2 field goals in, crucial situations, that's big. And to not let the turnovers mess with your psyche too much and get down on yourself and still play defense, that's the true sign of a veteran player and somebody that knows what it takes to win. So, way to keep your cool if you're Skimbo.
More big plays to come. With that, we got to throw it to the 3rd member of our broadcast team. Drea's got the halftime report.
Thanks so much, AJ. Skim. Kiv's defense playing well, active in the passing windows. How do you do better with that on the offensive side of the ball in the second half?
Yeah, I just got to take what he gets me. He's putting a DT in a deep blue. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep throwing at him all game. I don't think he'll pick that ever again. If he does, he deserves to win this game. So that's what I'm going to do.
A lot of pressure in the second half. You win, you move on. Give me a sense of where your emotions are right now.
I feel calm. My defense is doing really good. It's just I'm giving him really good field position right now, and I got to eliminate that. But overall, I'm not feeling too bad. I just need to get a stop right here to come out of half.
All right, I like the confidence. Best of luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Send it back to Tyler and the guys.
All right, thanks, Dre. Appreciate that. Sticking to the game plan. He doesn't seem too concerned. He talked about it right there. He's got to limit the turnovers, but he said, I'm going to keep throwing at him. I mean, what's your reaction to this first half, guys?
That is the complete wrong answer. That is a tough way to make a living. Young Kiv is all over Skimbo. If he wants to keep up that first half, he's a few fries short of a happy meal.
Well, why don't we go ahead and take a look at the first half. Farles, why don't you take us through these highlights as we take a look at Skimbo and Young Kiv, game 1.
First quarter after a Young Kiv field goal, you'll see it right here. Jimmy Graham, one hand from Aaron Rodgers, 20 yards. He goes up 7-3 in this one. Second quarter, we had our Mac Jr. moment. Aaron Rodgers stepping up in the pocket, finds Antonio Brown. 25-yard strike right here. Possession. Young Kiv takes that lead back, and he is lit up right now, 10-7. We talked about it. Skimbo right there in the half. Across the middle, Webster with the interception. Young Kiv would then turn that into 3 more points, 13-7. But remember, Skimbo came back down the field, got that field goal, and only trails 13-10 in this one.
Yeah, this is a great game. We expected this coming into this. Skimbo and Young Kiv both looking really good. Antonio Brown catching that corner reminded me of Santonio Holmes against the Cardinals, 2 toes in. That was unbelievable. I can't wait to see what we have in the second half. Rico, how are we feeling about your pick so far? I mean, this is a tight battle, but Kiv is up right now.
We're definitely going to need Skimbo to make some adjustments. Run, Forrest, run. He's being given a soft defense, but yet he's still trying to impose his will. We may have witnessed the end of his shotgun bunch.
Yeah, let me explain to you what's happening here. Young Kiv is playing a lot of coverage defense, only rushing 3 of his defenders after Skimbo. Right now, Skimbo resorting to his old self, only passing the ball. He's becoming one-dimensional. Kiv does not have to respect the run. This is going to be the downfall of Skimbo and potential his chance to get out of this tournament now. He needs to start running the ball.
Tyler, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit nervous right now. Young Kiv did have the big-time advantage in that first half, but where he missed out was capitalizing more on those points. Every time you kick a field goal in an event like the Madden Bowl, you get 4 points closer to going home.
That's right. I mean, we're up here talking about this like it's so easy, you know. It's easier said than done. But you know what? We actually decided to put that to the test. So you gentlemen had a little fun this weekend. We actually put our own out there on the field to try the NFL experience at the Pro Bowl.
All right, guys, first challenge here at the NFL Pro Bowl experience is called Run a Route. The criteria you will be judged on is the following. We're looking for the best one-handed catch. We're asking you to recreate an NFL player's famous catch. And we're also looking for the overall most creative catch. Good luck, guys.
Here's what I'm telling you. Domination.
So Odell Beckham time.
And he's going to drop that. Whoa! That's not bad. That's not that bad. Oh!
This is the left hand. None of this stuff. This is the left hand.
He kind of ran like a prairie dog. He ran like a prairie dog.
Tyree? Oh, yeah, Tyree. Yeah.
That's not Tyree. That's not Tyree.
No depth in the knees. No good. We're going to just duck it right in the back of the end zone. Santonio Holmes, bang.
Santonio Holmes is way higher up.
Let's go. It's my quarterback.
How is RG going to do a famous catch when the Patriots have never had a famous catch?
I'm doing the Edelman. The Edelman versus the Seahawks.
That's the most famous catch in Patriot history.
That's not very famous.
Yes, it is. Won us a Super Bowl. Let's go. A little zig. I know that's Patriots, baby.
No.
What was that?
That's not famous.
That was more infamous.
No, that was
challenge.
No way. Oh, 4-2. You get that? Hey! 0 and 2, baby. Let's go. Oh, no good.
Great job.
4. Oh! Nestles in there like a little baby. Yeah, wow.
So how you finish?
RG, pretty creative. The best one and the best recreation. Thank you very much for the first event.
Santonio Holmes?
I accept the honor of
I caught
champion.
4 punts. I caught 4 punts. And I one-hand snag. I caught every ball. And I just did that.
I caught the one hand with my left.
Let's go.
By the way, I think you broke my nipple.
Oh, that's just great. You know, Rico, I think you need to stick to your day job, buddy. I don't think you got the hands right there to make
I
a living.
couldn't catch a cold, naked in Antarctica.
You know what he does like to catch, though? This guy likes to catch some
L's.
L's and Big Macs. He would have caught if it was a Big Mac.
All right, we want to know at home, who do you think had the best performance right there? RG, he's got hands, man. That was pretty impressive.
RG is super athletic, big dog. I would take him in the low post, though, and go right up over the top all day long. But he did have some nice catches.
The new segment's
He
gonna
got
be
second
called
place.
Rico's rock solid hands.
All right, let's get it back to the professionals, okay? Let's get it back to the guys who know how to work the sticks better than anybody else. Let's get back to the second half of Skimbo, Young Kiv. This is it. First spot on the line right here. AJ, RG, take it away.
Thank you very much, Tyler. RG, I'm going to give you the win on that one. I like the behind the back catch.
Left
That was
hand
good
behind
stuff.
the back catch, and then Frall's thinking he could take me in the post. No shot.
No shot.
No
I
shot.
think-
I'm
think
not a cocky dude, but it is what it is, dude.
It is what it is. Meanwhile, I'll tell you who does have a shot. That is Skimbo in this game. He's only 3 points down going into the second half as we see both guys getting ready to start this second half. Aaron Rodgers breaks the huddle here for Young Kiv, who will start the first drive. Rogers hands off to Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams, nice moves. Almost breaks away from it. We've seen it numerous times so far in this Madden Bowl, RG. And he almost broke one.
That was a nice run. Kiv loves to stay in those tight offenses. And right when I say that, he gets out of it. We got an audible. Trips on the right side, A. And then he goes back to the tight. And when I say tight, A, it's because all these receivers right here, they're all real close to the line of scrimmage. Usually you got a receiver way out here by the sideline. That's not the case when you're talking about a tight or close formation. So when we're saying a tight formation, it means the receivers are closer to the offensive line, more condensed to the middle of the field.
That does help to pick up some of those blitzes, especially if you're able to block one of those wide receivers. Big guy like Mike Evans out there. So he breaks out of that. Still in the empty set. Rogers, pressure from the right side, and he is brought down by Jalen Ramsey. Skimbo bringing the heat.
He needs to protect the quarterback. I love passing on 2nd and inches. It's a great shot play time. But if you're going to pass on 2nd and inches, AJ, you need to protect the quarterback. You got to make sure if you don't convert on the pass, it's still 3rd and inches or 4th and inches, so you can easily get the first down. Now he's in a 3rd and 5, and that's a situation.
Looking to the sideline, Randy Moss with the grab. And he is brought down inbounds at the 28, so big first down conversion.
Yeah, luckily for Kiv, he was able to fight through it. Skimbo with a big missed opportunity right there, AJ, to get some momentum.
Hand off to Ricky Williams. He's brought down, wins the tackle battle, but then brought down by the second 2 defenders.
Yeah, and that's a battle-ready Ricky Williams. When you say tackle battle, that means usually one of the buttons will come up onto the screen while the ball carrier and tackler are engaged, and whoever hits the button first will win that engagement. But when you got the battle-ready ability, the button is always the A button, so you could be a little bit quicker in hitting your opponent.
There's a big throw into the end zone as young Kiz possession catches that one at the sideline.
Review.
And they're going to review it. Is he going to get the points? The points are upheld, both feet in, RG. Tell me about that possession catch. When you hold A, you're able to get both feet in on the sideline like that.
Yeah, there's 3 types of catches in Madden, AJ. You could do an aggressive catch where you jump and attack the ball as aggressively as you can. You could do a rack catch where you try to catch the ball and turn upfield. Right there, it's the possession catch where all you want to do is make sure you hold on to the ball, keep your feet in bounce. Great choice of picking the possession catch right there for Kiv, rewarded by it with a touchdown, and he's in control of this game.
Big break there. Nice stop by young Kiv on the kickoff. That was almost another 7 for Skimbo. But young Kiv, big drive there on his opening drive of the second half to take a 10-point lead. A completion to David Johnson. Johnson picks up about 11 out of bounds at the 46. A lot of these guys talk about the Madden Bowl championship belt being the prize they have their eyes on. As we look at one of those competitors right there, that's Dub.W. He's about to play in the next game, RG. But there are some pretty big financial implications on the line.
Yeah, absolutely, AJ. We'll get into that right after this play. In this matchup alone, winning this game, all of these players have already guaranteed them $10,000 in the final 8. Winning this game and making the final 4 guarantees you $20,000. So there's an additional $10,000 on the line in this game alone, with an additional 150 series points, which could be huge. So the implications in this game, AJ, it's not just about the glory. There are other financial implications, and they're big.
Everybody, of course, wants a shot at that shiny championship Madden Bowl belt. Skimbo fighting to stay alive in this single elimination quarterfinal. Aaron Rodgers finding time, rolling back, throwing it out of bounds to stay in good field position. So 2nd and 10 from the 38.
Good choice right there, though, by Skimbo to throw the ball away. And as we see the GOAT on the screen observing who's going to be playing later on today, Eric Problem Wright has the best Madden credentials in history. He's going to try to add to that resume later. But right now, we got ourselves a dogfight between the 2 young bucks.
Rodgers back in the pocket, finds time. Antonio Brown with the diving catch and another first down for Skimbo. Big catch right there.
Yeah, and Kiv needs to be ready for that. I'll draw it up on here on the telestrator. But what Skimbo's looking for when Kiv guards that slant route, Skimbo has the deep post going over the middle, and it's an A-B option that it looks like he's doing when he runs that play. So far, like you said earlier, AJ, it's been 50-50 balls. Let's see. Skimbo said at halftime he's going to continue doing what he's doing, but I think he's playing with a little bit of fire.
Yeah, that was a good catch by you in that interview. He said he was going to stick to this, and if he keeps throwing interceptions, he's just going to admit, as he throws this one away, that young Kiv just played a better game. Right now, he is playing the better game with the 10-point lead here in the third.
Absolutely. Skimbo's still in this game, too. The most important thing right now, if you're Skimbo, is don't turn the ball over. Obviously, you want the touchdowns, but you're in field goal range, so you need to make sure you leave this drive with at least a field goal so you can keep it one possession.
Back in the gun. Terrell Pryor now on the delayed slant. Looking for the deep route. Randy Moss catches it one-handed. Archie in double coverage. All you can say is that's why you go get Randy Moss.
He's playing with fire, AJ. I'm going to let you know that. And we saw him do that at the Madden Challenge last year where he relentlessly kept throwing a route. He was having some success, and eventually Serious Mo picked him off to become the Madden Challenge champion.
And it almost happens there as he tries to hit Moss with the high point pass.
But he's staying true to what he said at halftime, and you got to respect that. He's not changing his offense for no one.
Young Kiv wants an interception on one of those tips. He's already at 2 INTs today. Rodgers looking, throwing up high again, that time intended for Jimmy Graham. Yeah, he seems pretty committed to what he's trying to do here in the red zone.
And he's getting away with incomplete passes, AJ, but you got to remember, these defenders can catch the ball off the tip. He needs to be careful about a tipped interception.
That time he does complete it, though. Jimmy Graham with the reception into the end zone. Touchdown. Young Kiv not happy.
Gotta love Skimbo. The fight in this kid from Claremore, Oklahoma is real, AJ. He has just been getting outplayed in this game all day, but he refuses to go away, and he's back down to only being down a field goal, putting the pressure right back on the Kiva because he needs to put a drive together. Last thing you want to do is give Skimbo the ball back, only up 3, because that could lead to a disaster for the young one Kiv.
3-point game, just under 6 minutes remaining in the entire ball game. The return is brought down at the 24. So that is where young Kiv starts his next drive. Skimbo needs a stop right here.
Desperately needs a stop right here, AJ. Needs to get himself back into this game. He needs to stop getting bullied on defense, and he needs to force a turnover of his own.
Herman Moore in motion that time, hands the ball off to Ricky Williams. Young Kiv obviously wants to chew up some of the clock with the tight ball game. Small margin lead that he has right now over Skimbo, who is obviously capable of scoring fast. We've seen it from him. Big pressure, and there's a fumble. Who's it going to be recovered by? And just like that, young Kiv jumps onto the football, so he will maintain possession. Big, big break there for young Kiv.
And that's why I keep calling out that defender right there, AJ. If you don't account for him and he blitzes, he can get a free shot at the quarterback from that wide angle. Unfortunately, Kiv, he didn't recognize it right there. And now he's got himself in a 3rd and long sitch.
Completion to Ricky Williams, who is hit hard right there at the 21. And that's going to wrap up the 3rd quarter on that one. Young Kiv looking at a 4th and 13 from his own side of the field. Will we see a punt?
I believe you have to punt. You're only up 3. If he stops you on 4th and 13, he's already in field goal range. That takes a lot of pressure off of him. Great job by Skimbo to stand up to the bully and finally force Kiv to give him the ball and give himself a chance to take the lead. That's not something he's had a chance to do many times in this game so far.
Leckler with the boot.
Gotta watch out for the
fielded
return.
at about the 30-yard line.
You gotta watch out for
Johnson
the return.
breaks one loose. He's got speed. He's got 3 men to beat. Those finally brought down at the 28, out of bounds. And that is where Skimbo starts.
And that does big things for your psyche if you're Skimbo, because it takes the pressure off of you of having to get into field goal range. That return right there already put him in field goal range. So if he doesn't turn the ball over, worst case scenario is he ties the game. You're in a good spot right now if you're Skim.
Moss in motion. Delayed slant again. He's going to hit him on it. Big play there by Randy Moss. Tell me about that route that Skimbo keeps running where Randy Moss just hangs on the line a little bit.
Yeah, it's a delayed slant route. He's motioning him to the outside. He kind of hangs around for a little bit, lets the defense clear deep down the field, and then breaks towards the middle of the field. Kiv's going to have to use a guard that and make a play on it like he's done earlier in this game and force Skimbo to throw that deep post route across the middle.
This time a handoff to David Johnson. Towards the left tackle, he's brought down. They're going to spot it short of the first down at the 18. So 3rd and inches now for Skimbo.
Big play right here. 3rd and inches. You usually think, oh yeah, this is a gimme. Not when you're playing Madden at this level, AJ. These guys have inches defense.
See there, Skimbo called only an average of 8.3 unique plays during the group stage. So he doesn't mix it up as much as a guy like Spot Me Please, who ran about 24 different plays. Of course, Spot Me Please, the difference is he went 0-3 and is headed home.
Wow, and that was a big, good points, AJ. But that's a big timeout right there by Skim. He might need that later on in this game, especially second half timeouts. He didn't like what he saw right there. Like I said, Kiv and them have 3rd and inches defense. Skimbo recognized it, got out of goal line, and now he's back in the bunch.
Hand off to Johnson. Johnson, can he break a tackle? Doesn't do it. Brought down at the 9. First down, though.
And he gave Kiv a little taste of his own medicine. We remember when Kiv was in a 4th and short earlier, he stayed in the tight formation with all those wide receivers on the field to keep Skim guessing. This time, Skim got out of the big formation, went to the bunch to keep Kiv guessing, ran the ball, picked up the first down. Great adjustment by Skim. Well-used timeout.
Randy Moss motioned out left. Rodgers looking to the corner, can't find him, sails over Randy Moss's head. That's tough to do. He's about 6'4", 6'5".
But it's a good throw. That's one of those my guy or no guy throws, AJ, especially down there on the goal line. That's what you want to do. You want to give your receiver a chance to get it and don't give the defender any chance to make a play. I like that high throw towards the sideline by Skim right there.
2nd and goal, looking,
traffic,
trying to find his tight end again, Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham with a big one-handed touchdown earlier, then a second one. Tries to find him there in triple coverage, can't do it. So Randy Moss back in motion on the delayed slant. Finding him, he drops the ball.
He might have felt that pressure coming. People will say, hey, why'd Randy Moss drop that? In that situation, he saw Kiv's user defender coming down, caused a little bit of traffic, and that is the type of thing that will make a receiver in that situation drop that pass.
I believe they say he heard footsteps.
He heard footsteps, AJ, absolutely. And those are footsteps of the pro baller that we have here in Orlando, Anthony Barr. So you know you better be aware of those.
Anthony Barr, big-time favorite for all those Mutt players out there. Insane hit power. He's 6'5". He's got speed. Everybody likes to use her Anthony Barr. And, of course, Deion Sanders no slouch either as he takes it out to the 26-yard line. It looked like he might be able to break one.
Got Austin 3:16 left right now on the clock, AJ. This is going to have to be a prolific drive by the Kiver. He needs to get the momentum back in this game. Scream!
And just like that, Skimbo gets to the quarterback again. Young Kiv picked up the pressure from the right side, but then Clowney game, RG. What does Young Kiv have to do on this drive?
Needs to get himself in. He needs to get points. One thing Skimbo's been able to do is get points, except for those 2 turnovers that he had. If you're Kiv, you gotta assume that Skimbo's going to be able to at least get 3. So you want to make sure that you get something.
And Skimbo was screaming off that right edge again, RG. It looked like Davion Clowney trying to make his way to the quarterback once again.
Big down. This is a big down. The crowd's into it. Kiv knows this is a big one. This is where you can get momentum, 3rd and 12.
This time, Kiv picks up the pressure. He has some time before Ramsey finally makes his way through the gap and gets in there with the sack at the 18-yard line. So 4th and 18 now. Young Kiv has a decision to make.
Oh my gosh, Kiv looks frustrated, and Skimbo looks like he's got fire in his heart right now, AJ. Tides might be turning for the Kiva.
As we hit the 2-minute warning here, RG, Skimbo finally able to, you said it was the key to the game, One of the keys to the game, Kiv had to pick up that heat from Skimbo. He had to learn to protect his quarterback. Took 28 sacks in the group stage.
Yeah, and earlier in the game, he was protecting the quarterback. It was like, you know, he knew the adjustment and he was in control of the game. But now that he's taking sacks, we see the situation. Skimbo's tied the game up. He's getting the ball with 2 minutes left on the guap drive, going for the glory. And then you want to come with us to Houston, Skim? Now's the time to find out.
Both guys still fighting hard, still very much in this. Young Kiv, let's not forget, he's got those 3 timeouts. Right there, up in the top left of your screen.
Gotta watch that post route by Moss. He loves to throw that. Run.
Play action. No, he hands it off to David Johnson. Johnson brought down at the 47. Gain of 2 on the play.
And I like this.
Skimbo just keeping him honest right there with his first play.
Yes, and definitely run the ball a little bit. You've established the pass. You have to assume that he's not really thinking run right now. So I like the play call by Skim. Only 2 yards, but like you said, keep him honest, especially when you've already established a strong passing game.
8 seconds on the play clock. 1:27 remaining in the game. Rogers, not much time, looking over the middle. That's his guy. He tried to do it again. He tried to throw to Antonio Brown, and young Kiv needs a little help from his secondary who don't want to hold on to the football.
That route is like playing with fire. You tell him, hey, stop playing with fire. But like he said earlier at the halftime interview, he refuses to change things up. Oh, I like the adjustment, though.
Rogers, plenty of time this time.
Nope, locked up.
Everybody's locked up.
Oh!
Trying to playmaker. He's got Brown. Brown, as he just decides to lay down with the football. That was a veteran move there by Skimbo to go down to the ground, take the possession catch.
Yes, good call, AJ. And also great awareness by Skimbo to the pressure's picked up. Buy yourself time. Don't force a throw. Wait for someone to get open and get it in the hands of a playmaker, Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown motioned out, then back in to help with the run block. And Kiv calls his second timeout.
Yeah, Kiv, if you're Kiv, you do not want to let up the first down right here. The first down could mean game right now, AJ, because then Skimbo will just be able to kneel the ball and then kick the field goal. If you're Kiv, under no circumstances can you let him get past that yellow first down marker right here. And we got ourselves the biggest play of the game coming down in this 3rd and 5. This is Kiv's chance to stand up for himself and keep himself in the game. This is Skimbo's chance to punch his ticket to Houston. Big plays right here, eh?
He hands the ball off to Johnson. Johnson, a broken tackle battle, but he's brought down and wrangled. Big stop there by young Kiv. And Skimbo wanted it. He wanted it, RG. He's going to let the clock run down as much as he can. He's not going to be able to just take the win without giving the ball back to young Kiv.
Yeah, Kiv's going to have a little, still, if you're Skimbo, you're in a good situation here as long as you can hit this field goal, because Kiv's only going to have about a little over 20 seconds with no timeouts to get himself in the field goal range, which is not easy to do, especially the way Skimbo's been getting pressure on his quarterback. But be aware that we have seen young Kiv block a kick in this tournament. This field goal isn't a give me, and you can see Kiv's probably going to be on the left side right here trying to come off that edge and block this kick.
Here's the attempt. About a 29-yard field goal attempt. He hangs onto the ball, splits the upright. Skimbo takes the lead. 24 seconds is what young Kiv has to work with. You definitely don't want to kick this to Deion Sanders. He may not have a choice.
Dude,
does he have the boot? Nope. Deion is going to get a return. Out of the end zone he goes, past the 10, the 20. Too many blue shirts, though, push him out of bounds at the 26. So 21 seconds is what young Kiv has to work with in the offensive playbook.
I can only imagine how sweaty these guys' palms have to be right now. Hey, I got a puddle in my palms just watching the game. You could only imagine if you were playing it.
Empty set for young Kiv. Skimbo screaming. He's got a man. It's Brown.
Clock's ticking.
The clock is still running. 13 seconds.
And when he comes to the line, the clock's still going to be ticking. It's just waiting for Skimbo to pick his defense. That's why you're not seeing the clock rolling right now. There it goes.
So there it
10,
goes.
9, 8, 7.
Got to take a shot here.
He's going for the
Needs to
glory.
get to the sideline.
He's going
Nope, he's going for it. And it's picked off.
Skimbo!
Big pick off.
Skimbo!
Skimbo is moving on to the round of 4. He's going